Today we'll be focusing on the news coming out of Israel. Israel's retaliatory strikes on Gaza continued on early Monday. Hamas has killed around 700 Israelis. Dozens of Israelis have been abducted as Hamas continues its attacks in Israeli towns. Israel's President Isaac Herzog has vowed victory for the country. He called Hamas's surprise attack on Israel a heinous act. As war has broken out, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called a cabinet meeting. He vowed an unprecedented retaliation to defend Israel. Hamas has said that it captured a group of people and led them to the Gaza Strip. Israel has said that more than 100 Israelis have been taken hostage. This includes women and children. There is no confirmation on how many people have been taken hostage. Hamas terrorists clashed with Israeli forces across the West Bank at the Kalandia checkpoint. The clash comes after Hamas launched a surprise attack against Israel from Gaza over the weekend. This means Israel is guarding multiple fronts. Several international air carriers have suspended flights to Tel Aviv. U.S. air carriers including United Airlines, Delta Airlines and American Airlines said they had suspended direct flights. Air France has also done the same. Delta Airlines representatives say they are monitoring the situation. Fighters rushed to a building in the Israeli city of Ashkelon after it was damaged in a rocket attack. At least 2 of those rockets eluded Israel's Iron Dome missile defense system. Israeli police say that Hamas's rocket attacks made a direct hit on Ashkelon. Israel fired barrages of artillery into southern Lebanon on Sunday. This was a retaliation against the Hezbollah group, who targeted 3 Israeli military positions in the Sheba Farms area. Hezbollah said its action was in solidarity with the Palestinian people. The Israeli military said that on Sunday it fired artillery into an area of Lebanon where the cross-border mortar fire originated. Israel also moved its tanks along the border with Lebanon on Sunday. This comes as tensions mount between Israel and Hezbollah. Hezbollah said that it had launched guided rockets and artillery at 3 posts in the disputed Sheba Farms area. The Israeli military has released a video of what it said was its naval forces targeting Hamas terrorists as they tried to infiltrate by sea. The Israeli army said the video was filmed off the shores of southern Israel. The Hamas terrorists have been entering Israel by land, air and sea. Israel's ambassador to the United Nations says that the attacks on Israelis by Hamas are war crimes. Speaking to reporters, he said that it was time to obliterate Hamas's military infrastructure. United Nations representatives urged for a de-escalation of the Israel-Hamas conflict on Sunday. The deputy U.S. ambassador to the UN reiterated America's support to Israel. The UAE's envoy has said that it's using its regional ties to try and de-escalate the conflict. Meanwhile, China said, and I quote, "We condemn all attacks against civilians." The United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights also called for an immediate halt to the violence in Gaza and Israel. The commissioner said, and I quote, "This attack is having a horrific impact on Israeli civilians." US President Joe Biden has said that America will always have Israel's back. Biden has expressed his unwavering support for Israel. He was speaking at the White House. The United States is sending multiple military ships and aircraft closer to Israel to show support. This is according to U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. Austin added that the U.S. is also providing munitions to Israel. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has called on world leaders to show solidarity and unity. This is to support Israel and condemn the attack by Hamas. Zelensky said that Israel, just like Ukraine, has the right to protect itself. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has said that Britain stands with Israel unequivocally. Sunak added that the UK has urged others in the region not to use this as an opportunity to incite further violence or hatred. Turkey is determined to ramp up diplomatic efforts to bring calm in the conflict between Israel and Hamas. This is according to the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Erdogan said that a two-state solution was the only way to achieve regional peace. The two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict envisions an independent state of Palestine alongside the state of Israel. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese described Hamas's attack on Israel as abhorrent. He said, and I quote, "This is a dreadful circumstance that people didn't see coming." Pope Francis called for an end to attacks and violence in Israel. He said terrorism and war would not solve any problems and that it would only add to the suffering and death of innocent people. The Pope said, and I quote, "I follow with apprehension and sorrow what is happening in Israel." Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz has said that Germany stands firmly by Israel's side. He added that the country had the right to defend itself against quote-unquote barbaric attacks. Scholz also said that Germany has increased the protection of Israelis and Jewish institutions in the country. An estimated 800 people gathered at Berlin's Brandenburg Gate on Sunday to show their solidarity with Israel. The demonstrators demanded that the European Union and Germany immediately stop aid to Palestinians. They said that the money is going to terror organizations. Locals in New York gathered for a demonstration. They waved American and Israeli flags and chanted slogans condemning Hamas's attack on Israel. One of the demonstrators said, and I quote, "I'm here at this very tragic time in the history of the State of Israel and the Jewish people to show my support and to say that they are not alone." Landmarks in Italy's Rome and America's New York were lit up with the colors of Israel's national flag. The Italian government palace was also illuminated with the blue and white flag in solidarity with Israel. Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, flashed Israel's national flag on advertising boards in support of the country. Locals expressed their empathy for Israel. They said they were horrified by what was happening there. Crude oil prices experienced a substantial surge of approximately 4.5% on Monday. This is driven by the intensifying conflict between Israel and Hamas. Escalating tensions are also affecting investments considered safe havens. Gold prices witnessed a surge of more than 1%. Now for some updates from the ongoing Cricket World Cup. With a phenomenal win against five-time world champions Australia, Team India made an early World Cup statement. India beat Australia by 6 wickets at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai, getting their ICC Cricket World Cup 2023 campaign off to a winning start. Australia ended up with 199 on board amid heavy spin attacks by India's trio Ravindra Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav and Ravichandran Ashwin. India's spinners bowled 16.5 overs worth of dot balls in their collective 30 and picked up 6 wickets among them for just 104 runs. Jadeja took 3 wickets for 28 runs, with 2 of those coming in the same over. Kuldeep Yadav took 2, while Ravichandran Ashwin took 1. Team India were in a world of trouble in the beginning of the second innings with the loss of 3 wickets for just 2 runs. However, Virat Kohli and KL Rahul then dragged India out of the quagmire. Fine placement and electric running between the wickets by the two batters kept the board ticking over. The epic fight back by Team India left all 33,000 spectators in the stadium on the edge of their seats. A masterclass partnership between the two batters led India to complete the 200-run chase with 9.4 overs to spare. KL Rahul returned unbeaten on 97 of 115 balls, while Virat Kohli slammed 85 of 116 balls. KL Rahul finished the game in style as he hit Pat Cummins for a 6 over the extra cover. However, the hit left Rahul with a bittersweet feeling. He was on 91 when India needed 5 to win. After collecting the Player of the Match trophy for his stellar innings, Rahul said he wanted to hit a 4 and then go for a 6 to try and bring up his 100. "I hit it too well," said the versatile batter. Apart from Kohli and KL Rahul's partnership, there was something else that grabbed all eyeballs. The match between India and Australia began with an unexpected and amusing incident. Renowned British pitch invader Javo made his way onto the field at the MA Chidambaram Stadium. Daniel Jarvis, a YouTuber, gained notoriety after his pitch invasion during an India-England Test match in 2021. In Chennai, he attempted to enter the playing area, but officials promptly escorted him away, with Virat Kohli also intervening. The India-Australia World Cup clash saw some key milestones for players from both sides. Left-arm pacer Mitchell Starc became the fastest bowler to reach 50 wickets in the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup. Starc claimed the wicket-taking record in 19 innings, smashing the previous record held by Sri Lanka's Latish Malinga. Australia secured another record when David Warner became the fastest player to reach 1,000 runs at the Cricket World Cup after hitting the mark in only 19 innings. India's Virat Kohli also moved into the top 10 for most runs at the Cricket World Cup. Kohli now has 1,115 runs at the 50-over tournament. He also surpassed Indian legend Sachin Tendulkar for the most runs in successful pursuits in ODIs, with a total of 5,517 runs. After a winning start, Team India are all set for their upcoming matches. They face Afghanistan on October 11th at the Arun Jaitley Stadium in New Delhi. Then comes the most highly anticipated World Cup clash between India and Pakistan. The October 14th match will be held at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. Team India will later face Bangladesh in Pune's Maharashtra Cricket Association Stadium. That match is scheduled for October 19th. For Team India, all 9 matches of the ICC Cricket World Cup 2023 round-robin stage will be played at different venues. While travel fatigue will be a challenge, skipper Rohit Sharma said that the biggest challenge will be to change combinations as the team will play in different conditions. Indian captain Rohit Sharma added, though, that the team is prepared to do so. India's next game is in New Delhi, where 754 runs were scored in 94.5 overs between South Africa and Sri Lanka. Rohit Sharma also highlighted India's fielding as a key factor in the team's winning start to the World Cup campaign. With all 10 teams having finished playing a game each, let's get you an update on the points table. New Zealand tops the standings after thrashing defending champions England by 9 wickets in the tournament opener. South Africa stand second after their victory against Sri Lanka. Pakistan are at number 3 and Bangladesh at number 4. India, meanwhile, are 5th after beating Australia by 6 wickets. After an aggressive performance in the ICC World Cup opener against defending champions England, New Zealand are hoping for a similar show against the Netherlands later today in Hyderabad. New Zealand hammered England by 9 wickets in their previous match. Both batters Devon Conway and Rachin Ravindra slammed tons and returned unbeaten, easily chasing the 283-run target. Today, New Zealand will once again be without their skipper Kane Williamson, who is recovering from an injury. However, both Lockie Ferguson and Tim Southee are likely to make a return. The Netherlands had lost their first match against Pakistan despite a decent show. Bas de Leede was the team's star, delivering a promising performance in both batting and bowling. New Zealand and the Netherlands have engaged in 4 ODIs previously, with the Kiwis emerging victorious on all occasions. The two sides, however, have met just once at the World Cup. This was way back in 1996 and was also the Dutch team's first ever World Cup match. That match was played at the Reliance Stadium in Vadodara in the Indian state of Gujarat. Back then, New Zealand had won by 119 runs. Batting first, New Zealand had piled a gigantic 307 for 8 in 50 overs, and the Netherlands scored 188 for the loss of 7 wickets in their 50 back in 1996.